Hello to everyone out there listening comfortably at home or inappropriately from your workplace. Today we're here with Finnish singer Jimi Constantine, who is taking part in the 2011 Finnish national final. Welcome, Jimmy, and thank you for taking part in this interview.
All right, thanks, man. It's great to be here, wherever this is, wherever the internet is. I have no idea.
Through the magic of the internet.
Through the magic of the internet. It is a magical thing, isn't it?
Yeah, most definitely. First, can you tell me a little bit about yourself and how you started singing?
First, tell something a little bit about myself. Well, I'm 28 years old. No, actually, wait. I'm 29 now. Oh, hell. Can I swear on this?
Yes.
I guess I should then. No, well, I just turned 29. My birthday is the 31st of December.
Oh, right.
So it's always at the start of the year. I'm a little bit confused, you know, as we all are.
Yeah.
But I'm even more confused because I just, turned 29.
Congratulations.
Yeah. I started singing. I've been playing music all my life. I used to be a lead guitarist in a band.
Yep. Then
the band broke up, and I decided that since I was always the one who was writing the songs, I decided that I want to sing all my songs.
Yep.
And then I just, became the singer of a band called Technicolor, and we released 3 albums, and we did fairly well here in Finland. And then things just, weren't going the way I wanted it to go, because I wanted to be able to write the kind of songs that I felt like doing and not be restricted by a band environment, which can be great, but it can be sometimes very restrictive, so that you have to think about what's he going to play on this or what's he going to play on this. And I just wanted to be able to, write any kind of song, which kind of, of course, tended to be problematic in a band environment. So then I just, I became a singer because of that, and been doing it ever since. That it's been 8 years now that I've been doing stuff as a singer.
Oh, wow.
This is, doing my first solo album. It's coming out here in Finland in February. We're trying to look for a label to release it in other countries as well. It's so good.
Cool. You've also worked as an actor in a few movies. Can you tell us a little bit about your acting career?
Well, that in itself is very weird because I did go to art school and all that, but I was never really I never really thought of myself as an actor.
Yeah.
And there were a couple of friends of mine who went to this audition for this feature-length movie. And I went along just, for the hell of it. And the director seemed to love me, so he cast me in the movie. Ever since then, whenever he's made a movie, he's cast me in them.
Right.
3 of his films. Nobody else has cast me anywhere. I mean, I've done the occasional TV series, thing where when I'm featured in a, 1 episode thing or something,
Yeah.
Or, there was this one great thing that happened where I got to play myself in a TV.
Wow.
Yeah, it was about, I used to live in this kind of, well, we don't have any tough neighborhoods in Finland. But if there is a place you could call tough, it would be a place called Kallio. And the show was called Kallio, and it was about the people living in Kallio. So I used to live there as well. So they cast me, as myself. So I got to play myself, and it was great because when I got the script, the script just, had me saying a couple of key lines, which kind of moved the story forward. But usually it was just all right, then Jimmy says something here. And they made me make up all my own lines. I would say whatever felt right for me. It didn't even have a direction. I could say whatever I wanted, And they were laughing their asses off,
I suppose it was the role you were born to play.
Yeah, I guess it was, But that was a lot of fun. But yeah, I mean, I don't take acting very. It's not something I don't go out there and try to find jobs as an actor.
Yeah.
But sometimes people approach me, and usually I say yes. there's this one thing that's going to happen this spring where I'm going to be acting. But for example, I've never acted on stage, so it's only movies and TV shows. So, of course, I'm a huge movie and TV show fan. So, it's not that I love it, but I just never thought of myself as doing it in a way of going out there and finding a job as an actor.
Yeah. Could you see yourself pursuing more of an acting career in the future?
Well, sure, but somebody's got to call me up, If Martin Scorsese calls me up, I'm not going to say no,
Of course.
Or if HBO wants to do a show and wants to cast me as, one of the lead characters, I'm not going to say no either. I do enjoy it. It is a lot of fun, but it's a weird thing because, everybody seems to like what I do.
Yeah.
But I personally don't go out there and find a job. It's just they seem to land on me sometimes. Let's say once in 4 years somebody offers me something,
Right.
And then maybe the occasional like once in 2 years somebody offers me a little one episode thing in a TV series.
So it's just a little fun thing you do on the side.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, Finland is a very small country, so you don't get paid very well. So it's not really worth it money-wise either, I do write a lot of songs for other people, and that actually is a lot more lucrative.
Yeah.
You make a lot more money that way, So I do that more. I go and find other people to write to.
Yeah.
But if somebody offers me something, I usually don't say no.
Excellent. Well, getting back to the songwriting, this is your first participation in Euroviisut. Sorry?
Actually, it's not. It's not my first one.
Is it not?
I wrote a song for Eurovision 2008 for
Oh.
the Finnish. I wrote a song for a guy called Cristal Snow. He used to be a drag queen, and he's got a very unique style of dressing and makeup and all that, and he's very an eccentric person. And I was working on his first album, and the album hadn't even come out yet, and he was asked if he wanted to perform in the Finnish Eurovision contest, like the preliminaries. And so I wrote a song for him called Can't Save Me, and he had only released one single before that, so nobody knew him really. There was this sort of underground buzz going on, but nobody really knew him. But we actually came third. We actually did quite well with it. And we were really surprised because we thought that it would just be some promotion in Finland for him. A promotional tool just for Finland. But it actually ended up being, huge. Everybody was going like, Cristal can actually win this thing and all that. And it would have been great to see this kind of performer there,
Yeah.
He's not a great singer, but he's got such a great visual style, and the sound is the songs are very futuristic. They sound very modern.
Yeah.
So it would have been really interesting to see what happened if he had gotten there. But yeah, so it's not my first time that I'm participating in Eurovision because during that Cristal Snow period I was there. I was actually, not only in the studio writing the song, being part of the production team, I was also, backstage when he was on stage, hanging out and just kind of, because I had been around for a long time, so I was kind of like, not tutoring him, but just like kind of making him feel good about himself because he's a bit of an insecure guy. So I was like, yeah, you're going to go out there and knock him out. You're going to be great. Yeah, man. That sort of thing, like a coach, So I was there for him, and I saw the whole process, I saw the whole thing, and the thing is going to happen in the same place as well this year. So, for me, I already know kind of what it's about,
What was behind the decision to enter as a singer this time?
Well, they asked me, actually,
Oh, right. Okay. Makes it easy.
They approached my record label, and asked if I wanted to participate, and I've always written like pop songs that are around 3 minutes long, and I've been known to use modulations in songs before, so it's for me it was very natural. I was like, well, just write a 3-minute pop song, modulation in the end. I've been doing that ever since I started writing songs, so for me it was just natural. The funny thing is that they wouldn't let me put a modulation in the Cristal Snow song though, because he couldn't have done it. He couldn't have done it up there, So the producer of the song said, I was going like, yeah, we need a modulation on this, and he said, well, how are you going to make Cristal sing up there? And I was like, well, you're right. We're not going to make him sing up there, because he's got that range. He's going to hate me when he hears this, but it's true,
So your song Party to Party is a rather uncommon